Hi, Cody. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. You're at the gym on New Year's Day.
Yep.
Is that normal for you guys?
I live here.
So what's it like having a fight so close to holidays? How is the preparation and does it kind of ruin the holidays for you?
No, because I'm fighting at heavyweight.
Right.
If I was fighting at 205, I would have been miserable.
Yeah,
So I still have to make healthy food choices, but I was able to eat.
that's good. So what were your holidays like? Were you able to get away and not train at all, or did you still go in every single day like normal?
No, I just train every day. Like I said, me and my family literally have an apartment upstairs at Jackson Wink. So I live here.
You do
So
literally live there.
I literally live here. I mean, last year, I decided to. It was hard with my wife also fights. So it's hard for us both to fight and travel home, and then one of us watch the kids, and then trade spots because we have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. So we say, you know what? Let's just move to the gym. So we got an apartment, and yeah, it's hard not to train when all you gotta do is walk downstairs, and I mean, you gotta go. So I trained Christmas. I trained every day.
Oh. So do you have to like unlock the doors for everybody else, or is it like really separate? Or are you kind of in charge of everything there?
So I help manage things, but we have dorms here, right? Like so, fighters from all around the world could come stay here. We can house like 40 fighters, but there's also apartments. So I have an apartment. So
So you've got this fight coming up. Can you talk to me a little bit about your opponent? What do you know about him, and what are you kind of preparing and anticipating for him?
uh what I know my opponent, I know he made a mistake, I guess. You ain't coming to fight me. I don't know much about him, honestly. He's pretty green. I think he's got some kickboxing titles or something like that, some tough man competitions, one bare knuckle fight. I know that I watched his bare knuckle fight. He seems pretty controlled. I mean, he wasn't in there panicking. He stuck to his game plan and fought the way he wants to fight. So he seems to be a little bit seasoned. I mean, he's had some rounds practice, I don't know how many amateur fights he has, but he's not a rookie. I mean,
How did you kind of find your way to bare knuckle? What was the sort of path that brought you to where you are now?
uh, I've always been a fan of, of bare knuckle. I even started watching the Dada show when he had the YouTube stuff in the back. I was like, that's pretty sick, bro. I like to fight with those guys. And then as bare knuckle got more popular, I'm still fighting MMA, but the opportunity came up to take a fight, and I took it, and I really kind of fell in love with the sport. I like it a lot. I mean, I believe if bare knuckle would have been an option when I started fighting, I probably would have done bare knuckle over MMA because I don't know. I like bare knuckle.
Do you think that part of it is that like there isn't, I mean, I don't want this to downplay bare knuckle, but like that it's not as much to, because there's no ground, there's no kicks, like it's easier to kind of get really good at this one skill.
Um, I wouldn't say it's easier because let's say we got about 50 fighters that train here, right? And nobody here would fight bare knuckle. Like nobody
Right.
wants to do it, so it takes a special kind of person, and I think you've got to work a little bit harder because you've got to really be precise with your punches. You've got to place your punches properly. You can't afford to hit nobody in the top of the head, break your hand. So, uh, yeah, I like it because you can't make much mistakes. I mean, you got to be honest with yourself, and you can't really get hit much. And if you do, you've got to be tough.
How fun has it been to compete in the Trigon? Because that's something totally unique. And how do you prepare for that? Do you do anything? I've heard people put like the little lines up to train inside the Trigon, or do you do anything different?
No, I just go forward at practice. I don't care how big the space is. I'm gonna back you up and put you in a corner and fight you. So yeah, I know those. I like it because those corners you can't really pivot out of it. Like if you're in a corner, you're gonna have to fight out of it.
So
So
you mentioned you go forward in training. Is that where you got your bullet train nickname from, or how'd you get that nickname?
yeah, that's how I got it. Well, I used to buy a freight train, but I lost weight, so they stuck on the bullet train. But still a freight train, I guess. But my first time sparring, I hit somebody. He was a pro fighter. He fought in WEC back in the day. I was just amateur, and he told me like, dude, it feels like I got hit by a train. And then I just started going freight train. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. So you mentioned that there's a lot of people compete or a lot of people training there at the gym. Have you found somebody that you really enjoy training with the most? Do you have like a training? I mean, obviously you have a training partner, but somebody that you really enjoy training with there?
Yeah, there's a guy Michael from France. He's a heavyweight. He fights for PFL. He's a striker too, and the coach has got to control us sometimes because we're both down to just get in there and get after it. So he's a good partner, but we got to just be careful not to rough each other up too much. So I enjoy my rounds with him. It's as close to as a fight as you're gonna get.
So when you were a kid and you were growing up and everybody would say like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I think a lot of you guys probably didn't imagine this is where you would end up. So what was that job that when you were a kid that you always wanted to do?
I wanted to wrestle in the WWE,
Oh,
so I'm pretty close.
yeah, that is pretty close.
What I mean, I always through high school. You meet the guys counselors ask, well, what are you gonna do after school? What are you gonna be when you grow up? I'm like, I want to be a professional athlete. I want to play for the NFL. I'm gonna be a fighter. I'm gonna be in the WWE. So I always, when I started wrestling, I joined middle school, and they said they had a wrestling team, and I was a fan of the WWE. So I went to wrestling practice. I was expecting people to be like mean, like some real like getting hit with chairs and tapping people out. So me and my friends, we used to do that stuff and think it was real. So I've been training MMA since I was a kid, really, I guess.
Do you remember your very first fist fight? Like a not a playful one, but one where there was maybe, competition or anger involved?
Yeah, I think the youngest one I can remember, I was like 11 years old, and I was walking down the ditch, and some kids, they're like 13 or 14, they tried to bully me, and I punched them both in the face and threw them in the ditch, and then ran home.
Did you get in
So
trouble?
no, because I was defending myself.
That's good. What about your first like sanctioned either amateur or pro fight? What do you remember what that was like? Because I've heard some funny stories about people's first fights.
Um, I remember it. I think I was 18 years old,
Okay.
and yeah, it was it was fun. I won by knockout in the first round or submission, but it was different being in there. I mean, the pressure and in a real fight. But it felt natural from wrestling and stuff. But it was a weird moment to like really be out there in front of all the people and people are booing you and I mean it was people were cheering for you. It was different. But I enjoyed it. I fell in love with it. So
Do you prefer if the crowd is booing you? Because I've heard some fighters say they like that because it kind of turns a switch on.
for I don't mind it. I'm there to do what I'm gonna do regardless. Uh Kind of for me, once the fight on the way out, you can hear that once the fight starts, you don't really hear nothing.
Yeah.
So
Are you excited to be fighting in Albuquerque?
very excited. This is my hometown, so I'm happy to bring BYB here. I think it's gonna be an awesome show. I think this will be a new home of them. They're gonna like it. It's gonna be an awesome venue. I think we'll be on the bigger venues after this.
How much does it really affect the fight when, like a location, like a city? Like, do you feel like you fight better at home when you have all your people there, or does it really matter to you what city you're in?
It don't really matter to me too much. But the guy I'm fighting is coming from Hawaii, so he's gonna get some of his elevation. He's gonna feel that.
Yeah.
So I definitely have an advantage when you're coming to Albuquerque because we're our elevation so high. So people that don't not used to this, it's a hard town to fight in. Even we have top level athletes from all around the world. They come here, they're in great shape, and then they start training in this altitude, and it takes about a week or two to adjust.
Yeah.
So
What do you think people don't know about you that you wish that they did?
um, I don't know. I'm a father of five. I think people know that. I mean, I'm a Christian, and I I preach. I preach at my service. I give services. I give messages. I guess I'm a CSW. Is what. So I'm a, like a people that get out of prison. I work as like a at a halfway house. So people that for parole from prison, I help them, guide them how to learn how to become successful in the world and how to pay bills and how to get off drugs. And I work with guys every morning. I mean, so every morning for me starts with a 5 o'clock Bible study with a group of 25 guys. I go to work at 5 in the morning and I wake everybody up and I put them through Bible study, and then we start in the Word, and I build guys up, off of my past mistakes and things I've done. I try to pass it to the next generation of people and try to help people. So I'm big on helping people.
That's amazing. And so I have a couple more fun questions not related to fighting. What are you binge watching right now?
I just started watching Dexter again,
Okay.
the new season of Dexter,
Okay.
where he started out as him as a teenager.
Did you
So
watch the original show?
of course,
I didn't watch it. I have to go
how
back.
could you
I know I love like true crime stuff, so I feel like
how could you not?
I know.
It's amazing. So yeah, we're watching Dexter right now. So
What's your favorite cheat meal?
uh, I'm gonna say probably a pizza
Okay.
and a burger.
At the same time?
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep. And a milkshake with some
Okay.
fries.
Do you have a recommendation for somewhere in Albuquerque? I'm going to be driving through Albuquerque. I got to have somewhere to eat. What's the best place?
Rex's hamburgers.
Okay. I'll look it up.
They've won. They're amazing.
Awesome.
You've never had a burger like this in your life. Get the green chili double.
All right, I'm going to do it. What's your goal for 2025? Either personal or fight or both.
My goal for 2025 is to keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, keep raising my kids the way they're raising them, lead them to God. My goal is to be champion for BYB by the end of this year at 225 and heavyweight, or possibly all three because I can make 195 also. So
Okay.
I mean, I've got big goals, and I won 7 fights. I'm on a 7 fight win streak this year. So if I can fight again next year and put together another 7 wins, that's a pretty good 2 years, right?
Yeah.
14 fights in 2 years will speak volumes of my work. Just stay active like I had, just keep doing what I'm doing. Me, keep learning, keep growing, keep helping people, and just keep improving my life and everybody around me's life to the best of my ability. So
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And good luck on your fight.
thank you.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You have a blessed night.
Bye.